"Sweetheart, we've decided to give our apartment to your younger sister. She needs it more." I looked at my parents in silence that day. Then I stood up and left. For 8 years, we didn't speak, and then suddenly, they wanted to come visit to meet their grandchildren. But when I discovered the real reason, I couldn't help but laugh. Mom called at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. I was lying in bed next to my peacefully sleeping husband, watching the rain outside the window, thinking about finally buying new curtains for the kids' room. The phone rang unexpectedly, making me jump. "Katia dear, I know this is sudden, but we'd love to come visit. We want to meet our grandchildren. Finally. 8 years of silence. No birthday calls. No congratulations when my children were born. They would read my messages in the family chat, but never reply. "And when exactly?" I asked calmly. "Maybe next weekend. We miss you so much." Missed me. Interesting. 8 years earlier, I remembered every detail of that day. The smell of soup in the kitchen, Mom's new shoes, Dad's awkward smile. "We've decided to give our apartment to your younger sister. She needs it more." Lyra was 22. I was 28. I was renting a tiny apartment, barely surviving on my salary. A mortgage felt as impossible as walking to the moon. "She won't manage without our help," Mom said. "But you're strong. You'll figure it out." I said nothing. I left, and we stopped speaking. Lyra got a 2-bedroom apartment in the city center. I built my life from scratch. I met Andre, a successful IT specialist. We got married, took out a mortgage, bought our own 3-bedroom apartment, had 2 beautiful children, Maxime and Elisa. We created our own world without them. And now, they suddenly missed us. They came the following Saturday with flowers and sweets. The children stared at them like strangers. At lunch, everything felt tense. Later, in the park, my mother approached me. "We regret what happened. We were wrong. It took you 8 years. Then I asked the question that mattered. "Why are you really here?" She hesitated. "Well, Lyra has some problems." "Of course she does." That night, Mom sent me a message, a long one. Apparently, they had bought a car last year, borrowed money, took loans, and now scammers had stolen almost everything from their bank account. They urgently needed 500,000 rubles. And suddenly, after fighting with my younger sister, they remembered they had an older daughter. Something didn't feel right, so I called an old friend who still lived near them. And that's when I learned the truth. Lyra had taken out huge loans, put the apartment up as collateral, tried to open a business, failed. Now the bank was taking her apartment. There was no car, no scammers. The money was for her debts. And my parents had a plan. I was the plan. When they came over again, I confronted them. There was no car. Was there? Silence. "The money is for Lyra," Mom finally admitted it. "She's your sister. She needs help. And 8 years ago, I didn't." "That's different." "No, it wasn't. You were stronger," they said. "Stronger doesn't mean I didn't need you." Then I realized something painful. They didn't miss me. They missed access to me, to my stability, my money, my life. I looked at them and said calmly, "I want you to leave and not come back." Mom started crying. Dad tried to reason with me. "Think about the children. They need grandparents." "No," I said. "They need honest people around them." They left without saying goodbye to the kids. That night I told my husband, "It hurts, but at least now everything is clear." For 8 years, I secretly hoped they would change. That day, that hope died, and strangely, it felt like freedom.